evening. I'm so glad you're all here for our virtual launch party for CMSA's newest publication, The Many Faces of Case Management, a Tapestry of Blogs. And we've got several authors on here with us tonight. I'm very excited about that. My name is Janet Coulter. I'm CMSA President, and I'm absolutely thrilled to host this evening, and I'm thrilled about our book. You know, I love blogs. So the idea that we actually published a book of blogs is really a dream come true for me because I just love writing the blogs. But we are here to celebrate something very special, and that is the incredible voices that shape and reflect the heart of our profession, case management. We're so excited to launch this book. I hope you all have purchased a copy. If not, this will be a great time to do that. And it is an honor for our contributors to be here and for us to tell our stories.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Norris. I'm Deputy Director of CMSA. I know most of the faces here, and it's wonderful to see you since conference. I'll be helping behind the scenes and popping in and out. But before we get into everything, a quick reminder as I let people in, because people are still coming in. Please keep yourself muted unless you're speaking so that we can keep background noise to a minimum. We'd love to see your faces, so keep those cameras on if you're up for it. And use the chat to drop in comments, emojis, cheer on your fellow case managers, ask questions. More people coming in. And there will be giveaways, so make sure to stick around. Janet, back to you.
All right. So let's talk about what makes this book so powerful. The Many Faces of Case Management is a curated collection of blogs posted from over 30 authors, and each of them brings their own voice to the table. You'll find everything from raw personal stories to tips for practice to reflections on leadership, advocacy, and resilience. This book isn't just content, it's connection. It shows that behind every chart, every plan of care, and every phone call, there is a person actually doing the work, living the values, and making an impact. Of course, a project like this doesn't come together by accident. Behind the powerful collection of all these blogs was a team, a dedicated professional team, who helped to shape, refine, and elevate these stories into a book that we all can be very proud of. I'd like to take a minute to thank Gary Wolf and the legacy leaders, because during their legacy meeting is when they came up with the idea. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And it was just wonderful. And I really, really appreciate all their input. And then I also would like to take a minute to recognize the CMSA Today editorial board. This is the team that actually worked to pick out the blogs. So each person on the CMSA Today editorial board was assigned to pick out 10 blogs and submit those blogs to be included in the book. And so they, going through all those blogs from 2022 to last December, that was a lot of blogs. It took a lot of time. And it was a wonderful thing to see the different selections that came about. And that's how people were actually selected to be in the book. So then also, I would like to give a very, very, very special welcome and thank you to Dr. Colleen Morley. She is the chair of the CMSA Today editorial board, and she spearheaded this entire project. She used her vision, her dedication, her leadership to help bring this blog book to life, from the concept to the very curation. So, Colleen, we're so grateful for your commitment to the profession of case management and to CMSA Today. Would you like to say a few words?
Okay, put me on the spot there. Yeah, this was awesome. I mean, the CMSA Chicago chapter has been putting out books for many, many years. So I was very thrilled to be able to draw from that experience to be able to help CMSA National realize this incredible idea that did come from the legacy leaders and Gary Wolf in particular, and say, you know what, let's expand this beyond just what we're doing locally in Chicago. And it really kind of matched the vision that I had for it, because I was getting really just, we're doing Chicago books, let's do something on a bigger scale. And the blogs were the absolute perfect way to launch this. I mean, there's so much interesting stories and the value of the learnings that are there and such diverse topics that it really made sense to take your leadership under the blogs and say, you know what, let's bring them all together and let's do a best of.
Oh, thank you, Colleen. You know, Colleen's helped us self-publish the book. So her input and experience was absolutely invaluable for us.
My pleasure.
Well, we really appreciate it. Excuse me, please. Sorry. Oh, I guess it's time for a blog book giveaway. So,
Already?
yes. So if you will write in the chat, we'll be looking for a winner that will select at random from the responses. If you will write in the chat, answer this question. If you were going to write a blog today, what would the topic be? And I'll give you a few minutes to think about that.
I'm not answering because it would be snotty because I've had a weird day.
Can everyone participate, even current authors?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Anybody and everybody. Yeah.
And I missed it because I went out. I'm driving. What'd you say?
Oh, we're doing a blog book giveaway. So if you can write in the chat, of course, if you're driving, you can't, but if you'll put in the chat an idea of a blog, if you're going to write a blog today, what topic would you use? Then we're going to choose, I think Kelly has a specific number that she's going to pick for the winner, and they'll win a book. And let me tell you, this book is really nice. If you haven't seen the book, I am so pleased with this book. You know, it's called A Tapestry, and the actual cover.
Pat's holding one up.
What's that?
Pat Aegis is holding one up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It actually looks like a tapestry, looks like, you know, material. And it's the many faces of case management. So there are some faces on there of our case managers that are published in the book. And I just thought the whole thing just came together so well because it's a tapestry. It looks like a tapestry, and then it's case management faces. So I was pretty happy about that. Has everyone had a chance to put something in the chat? You're still thinking, Pat?
I can't find a chat on my screen.
On the very bottom, you should have an icon that says chat. It'll open up a sidebar.
I know, but it's not there. I know what to look for, and I don't know why it's not there. I got a storm in the area. Maybe that's it. Who knows?
Well, Kelly, do you want to announce who the winner is?
Absolutely. Amy Diornelis is the winner. Amy.
Yay.
Yay!
All right, so we'll be mailing out a blog book to Amy. And Amy, I have your email address, so I'll follow up with you to get the shipping details.
Okay, and here is a secret. Everybody that just put something in the chat, you are now committed to writing a blog on that topic. Yeah.
We knew that was coming.
Hey, if there's any way, Kelly, that we can capture this, because in fact, I was going to ask.
We get that.
What kind of blogs are people interested in? It tells us now.
Yes.
So
great.
That's great.
I'll get the chat downloaded after.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
I especially want to see the one from Dr. Lisa Parker Williams that says, do you want to kickbox or rock and roll?
Not fair.
This would be a good one.
Dying to see that one now, LPW.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be good.
So now I'd like to hear from some of the authors that are published in the book. And I know several people are here. So let's see. How about Susan? Would you mind starting? Just introduce yourself, and you can tell us like what inspired you to write the blogs, or how excited you were to see your name in print, or what you want the readers to take away from your story. And I think you're on mute.
I am. Yeah. I'm assuming that I'm the only Susan that, or the one that you're talking to.
Yes.
Anyway. So my name is Susie Plow. And I am the former chair of the Public Policy Committee. And I used blogging to really get attention for advocacy. For one thing, it is a great way to give a voice to the clients that we, or the patients that we take care of, and to talk about their stories. And a strong piece of advocacy for me that I tried to really stress with the Public Policy Committee was that stories are very, very important to our legislators, and that we've got a lot of stories, and so we need to tell those stories. The other thing that is important is that blogging can really be a way to educate the public. And if you have a good blog and someone decides to share that blog, it can even get to our legislators. So in a very roundabout way, not only are we talking to case managers in our field, but it's a great way to inform our legislators about what we do, and to give them some education on not only case management, but what some of the stories are that we deal with on an everyday basis. I love blogging. It's fun.
Me too. That was wonderful. And how about Mary Ann Damola? Can you share?
Hi, sorry. Apparently I'm in that same storm system as Pat and my mouse is not working today. I love blogging. I don't know who turned me on to it, but somebody did. And usually for me, it's when I have a great idea. I feel very, like Susan, something happens, I feel very passionate about it and I want to share it. And I really love that this particular blog went in because it did combine my love for rescue animals, pets, and home care case managers and all case managers, and helping families plan for what's going to happen to their pets when they're gone in a more timely fashion. And I had just gotten a call from a hospice nurse, not knowing what to do with her dog, with the patient's dogs, and it made me say, oh my gosh, I just got to write about this. And I just open up the screen, hit dictate, and just pour my heart out, and then go back and tweak it. And I was thrilled to be part of this book. And I did shed a tear or two when I found out I was in it. So thank you so much for including me.
Oh, thank you. Your blog was wonderful.
Thank you.
Greta, would you mind sharing a little bit? Greta?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear that. I can't even tell you how much it means to be included in this. This was my second blog I'd ever written. And it was personal. It was really personal. My blog was about caregiving for people who don't necessarily want to be taken care of. And so I found a real connection with some of my home health clients that were dealing with the same kind of situation I had dealt with my own mom. Blogging also, like Mary Ann, I mean, I'll be driving down the road, something will happen. It's like, I got to write this down. I'm just now getting to the point where I feel confident enough to maybe share it with other people. So I appreciate the opportunity because it has given me a little more confidence in writing. So thank you for that. And I hope that we can continue focusing on caregivers, because that is a huge piece of the puzzle for case management success.
I totally agree. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mary Beth Newman, how about you?
Well, when I got the book, I looked through it and I saw one of the blogs I had written. And it was just, I was reminiscing about a very influential mentor, somebody that really took me under their wings many, many years ago. And, my experience with kind of an eye-opening experience just with the little gift she gave me. And it was a little tchotchke thing for your desk that said, do what you love and love what you do. And I started second guessing myself, like, oh, is she trying to tell me something? Or, like overthinking it. And, in the end, she's like, Mary Beth, I gave this to you because you're one of the few people I know for who this is really true. And that really floored me because I never saw things like that myself. And I thought, I just wanted to write about that experience and maybe hopefully just get other people to think about their experiences and who's been influential for them. And then as I was flipping through the books some more, I saw another one that I had written. I didn't even know there was two in there, but this other one was one of my favorites just because it's one of my mantras I've really learned and tried to live through many, many years in my career. And I wrote about my personal mantra of, the hallmark of a great case manager is somebody that can balance the art of case management with the science of case management. And it really takes, that balance to really produce great outcomes. And so I just talk about that a little bit in that blog, why I think that's so true, because, we have the science of case management, which is the tools and technology we use, and that's really becoming more and more prolific with AI nowadays. But really what we can't give up is the art of case management, how we communicate with people and, that human touch. So, and I think that's again more important now than ever. So those were just my inspirations for those two blogs. One to just kind of share somebody that had really made a big difference in my life personally and professionally. And secondly, just to share that longstanding belief I hold, about balancing the art and the science of case management. And that's really guided me in many ways over the years.
I know, Mary Beth, you shared with me that there was a blog in the book that you really, really like, and that was written by Barb Mackey-Ziegler.
That's right.
Barb, I know you're on here, but if you and Mary Beth could talk about your blog, I think that'd be great if you could share that.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm excited to say I'm enjoying reading a blog every night and really have made that my goal. Read one every night. I want to shout out to CMSA and thank you for the opportunity for membership to write blogs and now to actually get published. Thank you, Janet, for encouraging us all to write blogs. I think a blog is a great opportunity to tell a story, don't you? And we all have great stories to tell just from listening to the authors. We have a diverse amount of stories we want to share and engage audiences of many kinds, not just healthcare professionals, but our communities. And I think we can outreach and share our blogs much further out. When I decided to write a blog for CMSA, I wasn't sure what I wanted to say or how I wanted to say it. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to be vulnerable. And I like, Greta, how you said that you told a personal story. Telling a personal story is hard sometimes, especially when they touch you. Telling this story in this book and on our blog showed me how important it is to ask the right questions, not only with our patients, but with our families. What's important to them may give us insight down the road, how to understand their choices on what they're doing and not doing. It was hard for me to admit that I'd missed a lot of red flags with my own mother. This story was about my mom, who was an amazing artist and loved color in our everyday. And although Mom and I talked on the phone every day about health, life, everything you can imagine, I missed a lot that was going on with her. And I realized when I visited her after she transitioned into a assisted living facility, things aren't always as they seem. You'll have to read the story to learn more about, am I asking the right questions?
Thank you, Barb. That was great. Thank you. Thank you. And Gary, how about you? Could you share?
Well, I'd be delighted to. Blogs, I am so overcome with this book because it just shows the joy and love that people have for case management. It is an inspirational piece, but I think blogging is just a great way to tell our stories, and every case manager has a story. And although we don't think that way, because we're not writers, although we do write a lot, we don't write to share in this kind of a format. And this isn't what I call an easy write. It's a good page, and it can be an opinion, it can be factual, it can express your thoughts, your emotions, but it shares the story of what we're all about. And it reflects the diversity of case managers and case management. So I think it's just amazing, but I would really like to say that this whole idea, in my mind, when I brought it up at the Legacy Leaders meeting, really was from Colleen and Alan and what they had done in Chicago. Because I had seen their book, many editions of it, and all of these little insightful comments from case managers. And I thought, that's what our blogs are all about. We could do that too, and have a bigger picture and a more wider distribution, because I think as we grow into a profession, our body of knowledge and how we capture that is so important, so that people who are becoming case managers, as well as those of us who might refer to themselves as seniors, sees the diversity in how we have shaped and grown. So I think the book is just a wonderful, as I said to begin with, an expression of joy and love for case management.
Oh, thank you, Gary. And also, just to throw this in, we're planning to do another book this coming year. So write your blogs, get them turned in. You might be able to be in the next edition of our blog book. I'm already thinking about a title, so I think it's going to be good. Let's see, Alan Boardman, would you like to share?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much, Janet. So like many of you have already said, I've so enjoyed reading this book, and it really is inspiring. It's kind of like the family album. We get to see how many of our, all the different practice settings and the different types of populations that our colleagues are working with, some of the struggles that they may be having and what they've overcome. It really, truly is an inspiration. And, in my blog, I did, want to just call out the CMSA Foundation, because I think it's really, it recognizes and celebrates, I think, a lot of the innovations and victories that case managers achieve, and as does this book. And, we're all about getting the word out there to make sure that stakeholders know about the impact of case management and that we have on the healthcare delivery system and the outcomes that we achieve, and how we advance health equity. And I think that's really important. I think it's actually crucial at this point in time. So this is really just a wonderful book, and it is very inspiring. And on some of those days when you may be really feeling frustrated, this is a great place to go to and kind of invigorate yourself and remind yourself what it's all about. And Janet, thank you so much for encouraging people to write their blogs, because I probably never would have done it if it hadn't have been for your encouragement and invitation, and Colleen as well too. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And Jenny, how about you?
Sure. How are you? So I'd like to say I got introduced to blogging by Anne Llewellyn and highly encouraged by Janet Coulter to keep on blogging until I felt comfortable with it. And I was surprised by the one that was chosen for this, but I was actually really flattered and happy about it. Most of my blogs are similar to Susie's. They're generated and initiated out of the place of legislation. And this was one of the few blogs I had done so a very long time ago about advocacy and the ways we touch our patients and our families. And I was able to go back and reflect on, just the small things you do, like pulling up a few extra dollars to pay for somebody's medication so they can get out of the hospital, or sitting with the family a little bit longer when they've just, a patient whose CMO has just passed. And what I loved about this particular blog was it gave me a chance to really reflect on where I had been and where I need to go in my future in case management. and I'm going to keep on blogging. Thanks, Jen.
Good, wonderful. And why don't you tell us about blogging?
Well, you know, I love to blog, and it gives us a way to tell our story. So tell our stories, because you know, I think every day we could write a blog post from how we learn and grow from the experiences that we get from our patients. So thank you to CMSA for giving us this platform to do it. And I'm just glad it's growing. I'm glad people are reading them, and I'm glad we're all sharing. So thank you.
I will say, Anne has always been my inspiration for writing. Really, really appreciate her input. She's always been a big inspiration for me. And let's see, how about Michael Garrett?
Hey there, thanks, Janet. You know, first of all, thank you for putting together the book. It was a brilliant idea. I mean, the content's there, and this way having a book is maybe more accessible when you don't want to pull up a screen, and you want to actually have something in your hands. So thanks to all of you who put this together and thought of the idea. I actually do a fair amount of writing, not as much as Dr. Morley, but and blogging is very different, and it's as some people have said, it's a place to be vulnerable. I also was reviewing it this morning, and what struck me was the concept of advocacy came up over and over again. Advocacy for clients and patients, advocacy for yourself, advocacy for caretakers, and at the core, in my 45 years of being in the field of case management, advocacy has been a really key issue. And the blogs that are included here, one of I co-wrote with Dr. Prince that was very heartfelt, I thought, on her part, and I added a little bit. And then I wrote another one on LGBTQ plus. And I think the last 10 years, the whole concept of health equity, I think Ellen Boardman mentioned this, health equity has been really important, particularly for underserved communities and populations. And so that's where my blogging comes out. And I find it's much easier to blog than, you know, a peer-reviewed journal article. It feels very stilted, and this feels kind of more natural. But I would just shout out CMSA Today is always looking for articles, as well as the Professional Case Management Journal. But anyway, so that's the platform that I've used is to kind of incorporate the work that I've been doing, particularly the last 10 years on health equity. So I appreciated that you accepted my blog and that they got included in this book as well. And thanks to everybody that contributed.
Well, thank you, thank you. And Melanie, can you talk? I know you said you were driving.
Yeah, I can talk. I actually just got to my destination. Let me at least come on camera and say hi to everybody. Yeah, you know, this was an amazing effort by so many people. And when I flipped through the book, I guess I was struck with the idea that CMSA just does everything so well. I mean, it's just the epitome of excellence, right? And I feel like the way that CMSA provides a platform for blogging, I kind of came up with the concept of blogging. It's a blog with rigor. And why do I say that? Right. So we all have stories. Everybody has said everything that, you know, I was thinking about. We all have our stories. But when you look through the book, you also see the rigor in that many folks were able to link and connect and align their stories with you know, some peer-reviewed literature, other literature that's out there. And what does that tell me? That tells me, even if it's a personal story, there's somebody else out there in the billions of humanity, right? Of people that's part of this humankind that's experiencing that as well. And some so much to the degree that somebody decided to maybe do research, or maybe somebody decided to look a little deeper And so we were able to complement our personal stories with actual references because somebody else had the same story or a similar story or a complementary story. So now we're able to blog with the rigor of combining it with something that's maybe evidence-based as well, you know, and I enjoyed writing the blog with Michael, as he just mentioned. And at the time we were asked to do that, I had recently sat for days with family and close friends who were experiencing the healthcare system from the perch, from the perspective, from the seat of an African American. And there's so many assumptions that were being made as I sat in the corner and didn't tell anybody I was a nurse, didn't tell anybody I was a case manager. And I just observed and I listened. And I knew sitting there that one day this would have to be a story that I tell. And as I prepared to write that, I went to the literature and I wasn't surprised that there was some literature out there to not validate, because telling our story doesn't need validation. This is our authentic, these are our authentic stories. But it did show me that this is not necessarily a unique experience or a one-off, right? So that was inspiring to me. And I love that CMSA promotes blogs in a way that you can tell that personal story and also complement it with the rigor. So thank you for including me. I'm so proud of this work, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this group. Thanks, Janet.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa Parker Williams, how about you? You're on mute.
Okay, Janet, you're getting like Colleen. Okay. um, I did this blog. I think it was, I know it had to have something to do with Colleen and Pat about blogging and just going for it. My blog was just, who are you? As case managers, we get so wrapped up in doing what we need to do for our members, our clients, our organization. And in speaking to so many case managers, I hear them say, well, you know, I'm just a case manager. And I got so tired of hearing I'm just a case manager. So I was out with Colleen and Alex, and I was like, it's your brand. And I was like, oh, okay. And it just resonated with me. So that was the basis of my blog. This is me, and connecting it to what we do. While we're sitting here trying to find things for our members, our patients, we start Googling different things. So in my blog, I just Googled it, and this is what I came up with, and it was like, okay, this is who I am. So I really thank the foundation for this, because the stories are just incredible, and everyone's story resonates with me in a little way.
Thank you. Thank you. Sam Walker, how about you? Sam, are you there?
Oh,
there you are.
Sorry. I just want to apologize. I'm driving, so I'm not on camera. But for me, like everyone has said, blogging is sharing knowledge to keep our case management community in the know and strong as a profession as a whole. I feel really honored to have been included in the book. My motivation came from Janet and from Dr. Morley. I have been molded by several case managers in my career, mostly from case managers involved with CMSA. So I feel like a lucky girl to have been taken under the wings of so many that I really look up to. Two of my blogs were included in this book. My biggest passion was the blog on robotic therapy. pets with seniors that reside in nursing homes. My doctoral work was done in 2021, and I shared the outcome of that in the blog and the book. I'm very passionate about senior care, and so I was super excited to have that included and maybe help other seniors across wherever. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Sam. And Pat Newton, I see you're on here. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. So Janet, thank you so much. I just love the many faces of case management. I was just so grateful and thankful to be in this. I have 2 of my blog articles that were chosen to be in this. And, Janet, you've done so much. Thank you for really raising the bar on blogging. In CMSA. You really have. My inspiration are all of you that are here today. I think about blogging early on that inspired me quite a bit. And I do read Anne Llewellyn's blogs. She's an amazing blogger, an inspiration to me. Dr. Colleen Morley, Dr. Melanie Prince. So many of you, all of you that are here are just amazing. So to be included in this is fantastic. For me, the inspiration for the 2 articles that are here, I've written 4 blog articles and I'm working on my 5th one to submit hopefully soon. The 2 articles that are here, one was about the work that was done by the Public Information Committee that I chair, and it was raising awareness on the value of case management practice through fact sheets, something that we hadn't done before, had not published before. And our committee did a phenomenal job to really raise awareness. And we set out with an initial goal of creating 1 fact sheet for healthcare providers. And then we determined that we needed a blog, a simple one-pager fact sheet for consumers. So we accomplished both of those and we did a lot of awareness sharing. And it was a great opportunity right here through the blog, the CMSA blog, to raise awareness on that. And then my second article was on the fellow in case management, how that was initiated, which was phenomenal by CMSA to really raise the bar to do that in professional case management and to just provide the background why establishing a fellow in case management is important and how the fellow in case management really advances professional case management practice. And when I looked at it, as I became a fellow in 2022, to achieve that designation, I thought, well, what are the following questions that can help an individual assess their readiness to consider submitting an application for the fellow in case management through jotting down what they've done in terms of leadership, what they've done in terms of innovation, and what they've done in terms of scholarship, which was really the basis of the, when this was written, the fellow in case management application was written. So kudos to CMSA. And in both of those articles and all the articles that I typically write that I submit is an opportunity that I love to for the end of the article to put in a call to action where you can, ask those that are reading, you can raise awareness of some things that they can do regarding that topic to support individuals, to support families, to continue to raise awareness on the value of case management. So thank you.
Well, thank you, fellow. And speaking of blogs, my very favorite blog was not picked to be in the book. I was a little surprised. It's my very favorite one and one of the first ones I wrote. So, you just never know what's going to be selected by other people. My favorite probably wasn't their favorite, but anyways, Michelle Brusio, how about sharing?
Hi, thank you, Janet. I kind of wanted to echo what a few others have said. And I'm sorry I'm not on camera. My dog and I are coming back from some training this evening. So he's a pet therapy dog. So we had a little training this evening. But I also want to thank Anne. Anne helped me with my first article. And again, you know, you never know who's watching from behind the scenes, looking at the articles, watching what people are writing on LinkedIn, all of those things. So Colleen, Ellen, yourself, a few others that, you know, some of us watch from and learn from behind the scenes. So it may not be known all the time that we are watching and learning, but we are. The two articles that I have in there, one is celebrating moments. I was sitting at a football game and it kind of came to me that we don't celebrate what we do enough. Ravens score a touchdown, they run down to one end of the ball field and they're taking pictures. I'm not saying we have to go that crazy, but we do need to thank ourselves and look at ourselves and say, I did a good job today. One of my favorite things to say when I used to coach track was anticipate greatness. Always anticipate greatness in all that you do. And then when you get to a certain moment, greatness is achieved. And I think this blog book is really at that moment where greatness has been achieved by everybody that's been a part of it. My other blog is near and dear to my heart about our community with addressing food insecurity. I do that every other week. We have CSA boxes, community supported agriculture boxes that we deliver to our community of those that are food insecure. We're also getting ready to work on a farmer's market for one of our primary care practices. So food is love, food is medicine, near and dear to my heart. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm absolutely honored to be a part of this.
Thank you very much. Have I missed anyone? Anyone else would like to share?
I want to ask Michelle how Gunner's doing.
Gunner is amazing. We have a little more training to do because he was a little stubborn yesterday as we did Paul's for reading with the kids yesterday, but a little stubborn. So we have a couple private sessions with our instructor to fix that issue.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a golden doodle.
Oh, okay. Got it.
He'll be coming up, I think, in one of the pet corners soon to talk about that a little bit. Janet, one of the other things with the blog book is Mary Beth Newman had mentioned about case management being an art and case management being science. And I think a lot of times we all have quotes that we use that talk about case management. That's something else maybe we could add to the blog in the future, are quotes from different people that really support what we do every day, because the art and the science of case management, I think that's a beautiful quote.
I love that. That's a great idea. Thank you for that. That is a great idea. Does anybody else have any other ideas they'd like to maybe see included in the
Make
next?
a heck of a title for the next book.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, where is it available? I was going to put a link, you know, out there, but I couldn't find it on the website. So has it been posted?
I'll drop the link, Anne. That's such a good question.
It's in Amazon, Anne. So it's available to the entire world.
Okay, good. I didn't know that. Okay.
So buy them and give them to your favorite case managers for Christmas and case management week and birthdays and all those other things.
And how have sales been with the book, Kelly? Do you know?
Yes, really good. Because we're just about to raise the price too. So I want to make sure everybody goes and gets that book before we raise that price, which we had a special price for the 35th anniversary of CMSA. So let me put logbook link here, and I'll drop that. So that's the direct link to the product on Amazon. So we sold quite a few at conference, those hard copies in the store, and everybody was excited to get those and get them signed by the authors on site. So that was great. And so we just need to start promoting, but we wanted to have our special launch here before we started shouting it far and wide. So we'll send things out for everybody to share with their networks so that you can promote the book and keep spreading the word about case management.
And you know, any profit we make from the book goes to CMSA to support our educational programs. So I think that's a good thing too. We're supporting the CMSA. And so Kelly, you did put that in the link. Thank you very much. And thank you, Anne, for that. you know, I just think, and at the conference, we had a booth set up for people that had written articles that were in the book, and they could sit there and people could come by and get their book autographed. And I just thought that was so cool, getting your book signed by somebody that was actually an author in the book. And I just thought that was a really, really cool thing to do.
Janet, I don't know if you, but Mary Ann DeMola kind of like made it, this was her yearbook. So every year she wants to bring that yearbook and have people sign it. And that was great too.
That's a great idea. She's very creative. That was a great idea.
It was great fun, and it's a great memory, and people are kind to you, and because sometimes people at conference touch you, you make those connections. Like Michelle Bruzio, and like and it's a takeaway. It really is a yearbook of the memory of the conference. So I'm going to do it every year. I'll buy the book and I'll have everybody sign.
Sounds great.
And Dr. Jerry Lamb just put something awesome in the chat as well. She said the Strategic Relations Committee Academia is working on resources for students and faculty, and this book would be a wonderful addition to share with students in thinking that they'll resonate with the stories and the passion, so that we can help develop the next generation of case managers.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Thank you, Jerry. Wow, that is great. Well, I guess it's time for a second giveaway. So while we've been talking, Kelly has been looking at the screen and she's looking for the most engaged attendee. So let's see who Kelly has chosen as the most engaged attendee.
Well, let's see. I've been trying to grab the perfect screen grab so I can share the picture, but every time I would go to do it, then somebody's face would change and I would lose the picture. So I'd end up with this, which is how you guys see me a lot because my internet is so bad. So sorry about that. But the award goes to June. So June Stark gets a free Many Faces of Case Management blog book. I'm sure you'll be using that as a
wonderful.
giveaway for CMSNE. But June was smiling, applauding as everyone shared,
Thank you,
and was
Kelly.
just a delight to watch.
Thank you. Well, it's really such a wonderful endeavor. And I'm so proud to be a member of CMSA and my chapter. Thank you, Kelly. So you didn't see me eating those chocolate kisses, though. That's what I was worried about. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, June. And she did bring up a good point. CMSA week or case management week and month in October is right around the corner. So you might consider using the blog book as a giveaway or something at your conferences that you have or your meetings that you have to celebrate case management week. That might be a nice thing, another way to publicize the book and get the word out to other people. All right. Well, we're moving right along. So I guess we need to start to wrap up, but I did want to open up the floor to see if anyone has anything else they want to share or suggest.
Well, I would like to suggest that for a promotion, we ask each chapter to take a moment at their next meeting and to give one book away free as a drawing.
That's a real good idea. Kelly, want to be sure and get that to the CPC rep.
Yes. Well, and one of the things that we've discussed is collaborating with chapters to sell them on site. So we're working out the logistics and details on that. So of course, Gary thought of that. So we'll be reaching out to chapter leaders about how to coordinate getting them copies so that they can sell them on site at their on-site meetings.
How about a chapter challenge?
That's always a great idea.
Chapter that has the most members submitting blogs wins something special.
Ooh, that's a good idea. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a great idea.
All right. Let me write that down.
We got to figure out what to give them. That'll be fun.
Well, we can give them a book.
Nah, it's got to be a little bigger than that. The trip to Vegas next year. Anna's like, a trip to Vegas next year. That's a little expensive.
Yeah.
But we could figure out something.
We'll think of something. Yeah.
Even just registration, you know?
Yeah, or a discount on renewal of your membership.
Or
No, but
maybe
we're
we'll
no,
have
no,
another.
you're talking about giving something to the chapter for
Oh,
promoting
Not
it and
everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Well, yes, for the chapter. But
Yeah.
what about a member who buys the most books too?
ooh, I like that.
I like that too.
Maybe if we do the writers workshop as a pre-conference event again, maybe a registration to that could be.
That would be awesome because that was a key takeaway. We actually this year for the writers workshop had 2 deliverables. One was a blog, and then the other one was actually, a working outline for an article for CMSA Today. And Tiffany and I are working with all of the 40 members of that, no, maybe 30 members of that that group to bring in blogs, and we've already submitted several of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And that writers workshop was lit this year. I know I've been spending way too much time with my kids. Sorry.
Well, let's see. Anyone have anything else that they'd like to share or any comments? I do like the challenge thing, and at least for the chapter that sells the most books, we could give them a special recognition at the conference next year too,
right.
In addition to something else.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. I really appreciate everybody sharing about the blogs they've written and what it means to them. It's really been a great night, and I thank you all for contributing not only to the blog book but also to the book launch. And let's hope that we have a very successful launch of the book, that we sell a lot of copies and get the word out about case management and all the different roles and everything that we do. So we'll get the word out more to the public about that, because this is really an incredible thing for the case management community in general. Your stories are what makes this profession shine. And tonight, this has been really good. And so I hope that you will also consider writing another blog so you can be in next year's book, because remember, your words matter. I can't get that word out. So if you haven't ordered your copy of the book, be sure that you do that. And Kelly put the link in chat. Remember, the value of sharing our stories cannot be overstated. Through storytelling, we communicate the heart and soul of case management. It strengthens our identity as a profession and inspires others. Every voice adds a new thread to our beautiful tapestry that is case management. This book is a tribute to who we are, what we do, and the future we continue to build. Like threads in a tapestry, our stories are strongest when woven together. So I want to thank you all for being a part of the story. I really appreciate that. And I'll turn it over to Kelly.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Janet, for always championing case management and for leading the way. And we appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Bye, everybody. Thank you again.